Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Joe Pojman, the Executive Director of Texas Alliance for Life, and welcome to our Leadership Circle Luncheon. I get to invite the speaker. I get to introduce the speaker. But first, isn't it wonderful that we can be here after that nasty ice storm shut down Austin last month, and we were able to reschedule it here. Thank you for the North for allowing us to do that. Our Leadership Circle is a special way for individuals, businesses, and churches to help the life-saving work of Texas Alliance for Life through an annual gift of $1,200 to $10,000 or more. To current Leadership Circle members, we thank you. And if you are not one of the more than 300 Leadership Circle members, consider joining right here. And Lance will have more information about that later. Last January, pro-life Governor Greg Abbott spoke at the Texas Rally for Life, the annual event at the Capitol in Austin to commemorate the tragic Roe versus Wade Supreme Court decision. Thousands of grateful people attended despite the temporary resurgence of COVID, and more than 50 pro-life organizations from across the state formed the host committee to put it on, including ours. Our own board member, Debbie Julke, was the MC, helped by her beautiful 4 adopted children. The event featured a Texas-sized diaper drive that garnered more than 25,000 diapers given to dozens of pregnancy centers. Primary elections. Now, the primary election is when each major party picks its nominees for the general election, and hence it is extremely important. Through the help of those of you who are specifically supporting our state and federal PACs, we were able to reach hundreds of thousands of voters with our trusted endorsements. Our mailed and online pro-life voter guide, extensive social media campaigns, extensive text campaigns, and mailers for specific races. The results were astounding. Of 76, we endorsed in 140 races, but 76 were contested. Of those 76 contested candidates whom we endorsed, 71 won straight up or are in runoff elections, a 93% success rate. Which is why we have been told within the Capitol that the Texas Alliance for Life PAC endorsement is one of the most coveted endorsements in the Capitol. Now, the runoff election will be in May, and we will again be very involved. If you come to the Republican State Convention in Houston in June, come by our exhibitors booth and the pro-life reception that we will have at the Convention Hotel. Mark your calendar. Friday, August 5th is our next quarterly Leadership Circle Luncheon. That will feature, this is going to be a very interesting speaker, Maura Quinlan, a constitutional law scholar and associate of our special counsel, Paul Linton. Now, Maura filed an amicus brief on our behalf in the Dobbs case. That's before the Supreme Court. Her brief makes the point that the viability line is, that was the line in Roe versus Wade. It's entirely arbitrary. And in fact, she researched Judge Blackmun's papers and found he considered it entirely arbitrary. And our brief was quoted during oral arguments last December by Chief Justice John Roberts during the oral argument. So you do not want to miss that August luncheon. Our annual benefit dinner will be on Saturday, October 8th at the Hilton Austin, featuring former abortion doctor turned pro-life advocate, Anthony Levatino. Now, if you follow this stuff closely, he's testified in Congress and in state legislatures a number of times. I'm already putting together my guest list for my table. So you Leadership Circle members, you get a table for 10, start thinking about whom you're going to invite, because we want everybody to hear this message. Under the leadership of Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and Speaker Dade Phelan, the 87th legislature was not only the most successful yet, it was truly historic. I believe future generations will remember it as the most substantial ever for protecting unborn babies and their mothers from abortion. Here's a couple of things, and there's a handout on your tables. For those online, this is on our website. $100 million for the state's successful Alternatives to Abortion program. The Texas Heartbeat Act, which is still in effect. SB 4 to ban mail order trafficking of abortion pills. And the Human Life Protection Act, the law to completely protect unborn babies from abortion beginning at conception, that will go into effect when and to the extent the Supreme Court overturns the terrible Roe versus Wade precedent. We have been honored to work with our partners in the legislature to get this done. Jennifer Allman of the Texas Catholic Conference of Bishops. Where's Jennifer? And Kylene Wright of Texans for Life. These are great ladies with heading up great organizations. And, well, Jennifer doesn't head up the bishops, they head up her. But anyway, you get my point. We are so pleased to work with them and a number of other pro-life organizations. And look, we make a great team and we get things done, as I've said. Now, we have all heard of Roe versus Wade. Have you heard of Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization? Raise your hand. Well, of course, this is a very educated crowd. This is the case we have been waiting for. The court, with the conservative Roe v. Wade. Some of our board and staff were outside the Supreme Court during the oral arguments last December. When will that decision come down? There's a rumor circulating, and I've heard about it for a few weeks, that decision today. Okay? Leadership Circle member Patrick O'Danny. Where's Patrick? He's our resident former law clerk to Justice Clarence Thomas. Okay. If you need a resident, there's Patrick. And I asked him, when is it going to come down today? And he said, Pojman, no one knows the day or the Rather, we can expect the court to release it at the end of its term in June. That's what he told me. So when that happens, and frankly, the Supreme Court's term ends at the end of June, typically they save the most monumental decisions to the very end, maybe even the last day. So that's probably the end of June, maybe the first day of July. When that happens, Human Life Protection Act, the big R, stays into effect, protecting unborn babies from the tragedy of abortion immediately. It's a couple of weeks, but I mean, we've been waiting for 9 years. Hard to imagine, but friends, we may be at the cusp of a new chapter in history. Dade Phelan represents Texas House District 21 from Texas and serves as the 76th Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives. First elected to the House in 2014, he's currently serving his fourth term as state representative for House District 21, which covers Orange County, part of Jefferson County, Jasper County. He was elected House Speaker in 2021. Now, is anybody here think that that's a thankless job? It is. It's a thankless job. However, Speaker Phelan presided over the most pro-life session in the history of Texas, and we are here to thank him. Speaker Phelan, could you join us? Could I get my board and staff up here? Okay. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of our board, staff, and thousands of supporters, we wish to thank you and present our Courageous Defense of Life Award. Yes.